Now, you know Riri don't like Whitney, okay? And so for all you people that be like, oh, isn't Aretha Whitney Houston's godmother? Isn't Aretha Whitney Houston's aunt? Hell no. Hell no. Well, hello there, love bugs. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, and subscribe because it is so important to our success here on the YouTube. And if you are not a part of our book club, please remember to hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube. Now, let's talk about David Ritz, the life of Aretha Franklin, respect. So where we left off, Clive Davis had come up with this grandiose idea to turn Aretha into a diva. Okay, and why not? Because America, hell, the world loves a diva. Although they can be bitchy, catty, have hot pussies sometimes. Despite all their off-putting comments, them being bitchy towards the producers, America loved it. Or the world loved it because they felt like that diva was able to be whomever, whatever they wanted to be when we, the regular people, can't. You know, when we go to work, we got to act right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How many copies do you want, sir? Okay, sir. Okay. Aretha Franklin's last album on Atlantic, La Diva, said that she was a La Diva because that's what she called the album, La Diva, the Diva. But the album sales didn't show that she was a diva. Okay, that didn't show that. Not at all. Because yeah, not even too many people even know about that disco album. Of the mid-'80s, Aretha Franklin was indeed the diva. Now, she was not the diva back in the 70s, the 60s, or that. That to me was a little princess. You know, she wasn't quite the queen, even though they called her a queen, but she was a little princess, okay, because her family spoiled her, let her get away with murder. She was just fragile, real flinchy, you know, and when you're dealing with people that's real flinchy, you got to tread lightly. Davis came up with, you know what? She a diva now. She didn't put her stamp on it because she around here acting a fool. Plus, she got the hits. And she making Earth a whole bunch of money. So, yeah. She deserved the title. So, what Clive Davis did was call up that dude, Andy Warhol, and this dude named Peter Max, who was, you know, the artiste back then, or creators, or whatever the heck they did. I ain't no big Andy Warhol fan. I don't need to look at a can of soup. That he wanted this album to be representative of the 80s with, you know, color and splashes and, you know, hip 80 kids type thing. You know, not the black ones, but the white ones, because, you know, Run DMC wasn't going to be on the cover, right? But he wanted it to be spectacular. Okay, and that it was, okay? And Aretha said, okay, well, I tell you what, we're going to name this album, since you think I'm a diva, Aretha Franklin. Clive said, Aretha Franklin, I don't think you can do that, because wasn't your album like 20, 30 years ago over there, Aretha Franklin? She said, yes. Okay, but you can't do that no more. Why not? I'm Aretha Franklin, I can do it. Didn't you just tell me I was a diva, goddammit? Then put my name on this album again. Now, the album that was produced by the dude Narada Michael Walden, that was released in 1986, had one mega hit. That one with George Michael, I Knew You Were Waiting for Me. That's not one of my favorite songs, so I'm not going to sit here and try and sing it for you. But it was a huge hit. And you know Clive Davis is the collab king. That's what they call him. You know, they feel like he feels like when an artist is getting older, what you do is collab with a younger up and coming artist. That's how they maintain their relevancy. Okay, and I would agree. I don't know why the hell these damn rappers don't call up all the R&B artists. Call up Mary J. See what she doing. Keisha Cole. Hell, I mean, who else you can see? You can call up Usher. What the hell you doing, Usher? Well, Usher still can sell, some things, but it's a whole bunch of Jagged Edge. Clive believed that collabing Aretha Franklin with George Michael, the dude from Wham. Now I did like Wham. Wake me up before you go. Something planning on something solo. Wake me up. Now, David Ritz also noted that Aretha Franklin always does quite well with collabing with men. But when it comes down to women, it's always drama with her. She always comes with the game face on, ready for battle. Girl, Riri, baby, them women don't want your spot or your Negro. They don't want your spot. Like, what's her name? Ruth Bowman said earlier. They don't want your, what is that? The tiara, the crown. Queen, they don't want your crown. They got their own crowns. They don't need yours. But you can't tell Riri. The next step for Aretha was Jumping Jack Flash. Jumping Jack Flash is a gas. Wait a minute. Am I singing the Rolling Stone version or the Aretha Franklin version? I'm not sure. But anyway, you remember that movie Jumping Jack Flash with Whoopi Goldberg. Child, in the 80s, Whoopi Goldberg just didn't sit on a chair, and listen to bullshit, and then interject when people going too far across the line on that show. I forget the name of the show that I think it come on trying to, what's the name of that damn show, y'all? Y'all gonna tell me what it is below. Tell me. I always be having y'all do homework. I'm so sorry, y'all. But maybe that's the fun about being a part of this book club. Who knows? But anyway, Whoopi Goldberg was on fire. She was so much on fire that she married that white man named Ted Danson from Shears, okay? And who knew that his ass was bald head as a mother hunchy. But anyway, she wanted to do the song Jumpin' Jack Flash, the song to the movie, right? She called Keith Richards and said, "Hello, Keith. I'm doing a movie. And I'd like you to help me to produce the title track." Keith Richards, he's like, "Oh yeah, that's Aretha Franklin. That's Aretha Franklin. Hell yeah, I'll be there, girl. Hold on." The collaboration between her and Keith Richards for the title track for the movie Jumpin' Jack Flash garnered her as the first female inductee. The first female, not the first female, black, white, fat, ugly, tall, skinny, none of that. The first female to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1987. Riri stood it up. Riri she stood that thing up. Do you know how much of a spit in the face that is to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Who the hell are you? People wake up in the morning praying that they can be honored in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And Riri just was like, okay, okay. The next move was for her to collab with Larry Graham from Graham Central Station. You know the dude? Oh, 1 in a million chance of a lifetime. Babies, you can't tell me I can't sing. But anyway, that didn't do good. It was so, just like I guess they said the one with her and George Benson was so. I don't know what song that Larry Graham and Aretha Franklin did, but I do know that song that she did with George Benson, and that joint was a cranker. It ain't my fault that them dum-dums out in Billboard didn't know what was good music. But anyway, I digress. Her sister Carolyn chimed in and said that, that project with Larry Graham wasn't hitting on nothing. And Carolyn also said that it was a concern to me because Aretha knew that I had a bag full of songs over here that would do her good and plenty. Unfortunately, because Clive is the devil. Okay, he is the devil. All right. And he unfortunately had a hold on what was good and what was bad and what would pop and what wouldn't. He had told Aretha Franklin, okay, woo, 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 I appreciate your sister and all the things she do, but her music is dated. Aretha Franklin told Carolyn that. She was taken aback, like, who the hell is this damn devil worshiper to tell me that that's the problem. It has that 60s, 70s feel. Clive ain't trying to mess with anything old school no more. He wanted now and popping. So Carolyn was in her feelings, and I don't blame her. Me being how I am about my sister, and my brothers, if somebody was to be like, oh, your sister dated. Okay, Clive, I get you that you know what the hell is going on. But what you won't do is talk about my sister to my damn face. We'll have a problem. I won't, y'all, I get missing, Clive. You won't see my motherfucking ass for years. Riri is a good business person. She might be flinchy. She might be flaky. She might, have some issues with men. Her vagina a little hot. I don't have no problems with how pussy's women's, because I told you back in the day mine was a little lukewarm. It's because Aretha not playing these games with these labels. She know that as long as she got a song on an album, whether the song is good or bad, she's still going to get that money for writing and producing those songs from that album. Oh, yes. Next project she working on is this melody, or mediocre melody, as Irma calls it, is a song called He'll Come Along. This song was dedicated to her dude, Willie Wilkerson, okay? This was the firefighter vet dude that was her long-term public 20-year relationship, okay? I think he was also her tour manager. And let me tell y'all something. Do you know that Willie Wilkerson just passed because of the gotcha? I ain't saying that word, because YouTube will, demonetize you over that bullshit. But the gotcha, okay? The gotcha. He became one of the steadiest influences in her life. He was loyal, and I give him major credit. Willie stayed around while Aretha started talking to the press about her fantasy lover, that Mr. Mystique business, said Ruth Bowman. He knew that they were all fairy tales. Ruth said that she admired his tenacity, especially when it got rough for Aretha in the late. One of the tracks that Aretha was working on was this hit called Jimmy Lee. It had old Motown feel. That wasn't one of my favorite songs either, but I know it, right? But it went to number 2 on the R&B charts. Any way you look at it, this album was a success. The Aretha George Michael duet was huge. And then you got that Jimmy Lee and that Jumpin' Jack Flash. Here we are. Jerry Wexler is talking about the dude Narada. Okay. He calls Narada Clive Davis's golden boy. You know why? Because he was an old bad motherfucker and he was producing hits, especially for that Whitney Houston. Okay, now Riri don't like Whitney. Okay, and so for all you people that be like, oh, isn't Aretha Whitney Houston's godmother? Isn't Aretha Whitney Houston's aunt? Hell no. Hell no. Aretha Franklin didn't give a fuck if that little girl was sitting in a chair over there listening to Aretha and her mama sing a song together. She don't care. She see that little girl as fucking competition. So anyway, moving forward, Jerry Wexler is talking about the conversation that Cissy Houston was saying to him about working with Narada. Okay, because at the time, Narada was working with the song I Want to Dance with Somebody and So Emotional. Whitney was so excited because she knew that they was pop hits. Whitney came through the door, pop hits. And that's what Clive wanted her to be, a pop star. Okay, and that's what was going on. Narada was cranking out the hits for Whitney, while Aretha over there stewing. No doubt, Narada and Luther was the man that helped Aretha move into what became the most profitable chapter of her career, at least in terms of pure pop hits. But when I listen to their work together, I don't hear her voice soaring. I hear her screaming. I hear her over rifling or over riffing and what I call over souling. Okay. Now, basically what Jerry Wexler is trying to say is that Aretha is overdoing it. You know, she's still trying to prove that she got them chops, right? The problem is she's getting older, you know, and as a singer, you should be able to know how to save your voice. You know, that's why when you go to concerts, sometimes the crowd end up singing the whole goddamn song. You know, your love is my love, and that's right. Keep going, baby. Because the singer ain't going to throw her voice out. She's going to let the audience sing it. It works just as well. Right? Another little episode of Aretha. Oh, my God. I mean, I can, you know, it's like I'm proud of her because she tried it. You know what I'm saying? And it succeeded. But at the same time, I be like, girl, you don't have no discipline, do you? But you know, you Aries women don't. Y'all don't have no discipline. So anyway, it's April 21st, 1986. Luther Vandross brought his show to the Joe Louis Arena. He was touring behind his fourth epic album, the highly successful The Night I Fell in Love. I got word that Aretha was coming. And of course, I was glad because remember, they have a love-hate relationship. Vandross is part of the reason as to why Aretha Franklin has been pegged difficult to work with. Okay, because that cousin is difficult to work with. She like to be in control. Don't tell me how to sing this is my voice, girl. I know how to do this, girl. I don't need you, but ultimately she did. But Aries women are so stubborn. You can't. Anyway, Riri makes her way to Lufa. Hi, Lufa. Hey, Riri. I'm here. You can use me if you want to. I don't need to use you, Riri. We fine over here. Well, I want to do a duet with you. You want to do a duet? What duet do you want to do? We don't have a duet together. What's the song with you and Cheryl Lynn? Looks like, what are you talking about? Girl, are you tripping? I can't do that. That song is for me and Cheryl Lynn. Now, don't forget this, right? You know that every time Riri does a song, it's not to pay homage to the singer, but to show the singer that she can do it better. Okay. So Riri ran to go. I'm sure she was at home practicing If This World Were Mine. If this world were mine, I would give you something, all that I own. You meant so much to me. Why the fuck I don't know these songs? Okay, hold on. If this world were mine, I'd give you each day so sunny and blue. And if you wanted the moonlight, I'd give you that too. Be insulting for him to do that duet with who is that? With Aretha Franklin. Cheryl Lynn ain't dead. She ain't kicked the bucket. Answer no. I know you, Riri. I know how you move, girl. Answer no. Riri was like, well, I want to do it. Luther Vandross said, I don't give a fuck. This is my show, girl. And I'm not going to be dealing with this BS with you at my show. Girl, do you got something else to do? But then Riri backed down and said, well, I guess we could do a duet for Jump to It. Luther was like, that's not a duet song, girl. That's not a duet song. It's you singing and me doing backup. Riri say, I know. They ended up doing it. The next move was to tell magazines, okay, I ain't scared to fly no more. Girl, she threw all of them in the trick bag. You know that. Oh, my God. It seemed like every couple of months she'd be like, oh, call the magazines. I ain't scared to fly no more. I'm going to fly. You show Riri? I'm going to do it. And then fucking stand everybody up. Ruth Bowman or Dick Allen, whoever the heck is in charge of her this time, is round here making all these phone calls. This is did we have call ID yet? Did we have call ID in 86? Because if it was Ruth Bowman number or Dick Allen number, I wouldn't even pick that shit up. I wouldn't even pick it up because you know that it would be Riri calling to cancel. Now here comes the money problems, right? Aretha employs her family, right? The problem is with Riri is that Riri can't keep her shit together. Okay, because Riri is constantly flipping banks. She has no idea whether she's receiving her royalty checks or not. Clive is saying she's getting the checks, but Aretha's saying, I don't have them. Now comes the touring. That's the next reason why she got money problems, okay? Because just like I said earlier, she throw everybody in the trick bag. Okay, Alaska, I'll be out there, child. I'll be out there. And then Alaska be sitting there with that pickle in their hand, waiting for the girl to come in the room, okay? But the girl don't come in the room. The girl that stole his wallet and disappeared. She got a propensity to cancel like within 24 hours. You heard me? This husband don't even give them enough like respect to be like on the 1st of the month and the gig is on the 15th of the month to call and be like, I'm sick, damn it. Well, it's only the 1st. It don't matter. I'm still going to be sick on the 13th or the 15th too. Okay. She don't even give them that much respect. She just call them, my bad. So because she do that, the gigs were cut in half because people stopped fucking with her. Ooh, I did not know this. Let me read this word for word, okay? Anita Baker, you're next. Ruth Bowman said, like Aretha, Anita is a Detroit girl, and always like Aretha, Anita is an artist who applies a highly sophisticated jazz sensibility to rhythm and blues. Remember the Rapture? Anita's second album came out in 1986 and was an international sensation. It far outperformed Aretha and would upsell something like 8 million copies. Then to add insult to injury, Anita beat out Aretha, who was nominated for Jumpin' Jack Flash for Best R&B Female Vocal Performance. Before Anita, Aretha had Detroit. She didn't like her. She wanted to be the only person from Detroit to represent Detroit. She felt like she had Detroit on lock. And what Anita Baker is not going to do is take that Detroit love from me. Riri, Detroit can love 2 singers. You do know that, right? She ain't give a fuck. She don't give a fuck. She don't care. If she did not want her sisters to be her competition, goddamn well she didn't want Anita Baker to be her competition. Bitch, it's your turn, okay? She hates you now, Anita. Now, the next endeavor was Aretha Franklin dedicated most of 1987 to another Amazing Grace-like production, okay? She wanted it to be dedicated to her father, right? The problem was because she was producing and she was unorganized, it became overwhelming to her, tedious and long, okay? They said in the book that thing, look. I'm not gonna lie. It was about 97 pages of shit that I was like, wait a minute, it's so much going on in here. I don't even know what the hell is going on. That thing was longer than a Jerry Lewis marathon. You heard me? Okay? And it didn't do much of nothing. You heard me? So Aretha Franklin dedicated a lot of time to a project that just Clive Davis was behind her. I was like, okay, scoot. If that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it, Aretha, because he believed in the project. But what he didn't do was anticipate that Aretha was going to try to be controlling and producing her whole self, and that it was going to be a goddamn mess. The name of the project was One Lord, One Faith, One Baptism. Carolyn had been diagnosed with breast cancer, said Irma. Initially, there was reason for optimism, but a second opinion indicated that the cancer was extremely vigilant. When Carolyn and Franklin died on April 25th, 1988, she was 2 weeks short of her 44th birthday, and had been a college graduate for only a few weeks. Services were held at her father's church. Cecil's wife, Earlene, is talking to David Ritz now. And what she is explaining is that although Aretha would have knockdown, drag-out fights with her sisters, when it came down to Cecil was held in a high regard, always, much like how Aretha Franklin held her father in a very high regard, despite his proclivities for double snickerkins, right? Aretha's sister-in-law, Earlene, said that Aretha Franklin continued to hold her brother in such high regard, even when he became addicted to crack. Now, if you have not done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, and subscribe. because it is so important to our success here on the YouTube. Now, remember this. Shout out to Moonman Baycoat. The same people that you meet on the way up will always be the same people that you meet on the way down. My naysayers, my patron loves, my love bugs, my bellas, please be safe out there. Peace.